Good morning and welcome to Farm. Today we're going to do a couple of things. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and check these two new hives that I transferred in last week, and just to see how they're doing and see if they're, got any larvae, eggs, that kind of stuff. And then we're going to move on to a couple of these hives that go all the way to the bottom and look to make sure that the queen is not honey bound, because some of these hives are not as strong as they should be. So let's not waste a lot of time. Let's jump right in here, get the gloves on, and get started in checking these new hives. Trying to do this before the heat comes. It's already hot and humid here in southwest Louisiana. As anybody that's been around here knows, it gets that way quickly. And it's been raining every afternoon, so it's really messing up the nectar collecting, in my opinion. We've had so much rain that it's really slowed the bees down. So let's go check these girls out and see how things are coming along. Got my trusty hive tool, got my smoke, got my sugar water. Try to slow them down a little bit. Hopefully this goes pretty quick today on these girls because they're new. There's not a lot of activity going on here, which concerns me. They may have swarmed out of here after I moved them. No, they're here. They seem to be doing okay, yeah. So now we're going to check just to see if they need another deep box in here, see how they're doing on that. They'll clean all this up. What I'm seeing here, though, I'm seeing honey right in the middle where there should be brood, and that's a problem. So where's the queen and where's she laying? See, they haven't started working towards these outside frames yet, which is where the honey should be going. So we may have to rearrange things just a tad. See, they're laying nectar here and here. So where is she putting her brood? Because I'm seeing a lot of honey right here in the middle. Oh, there we go. Still honey, 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 honey. And a queen cell. No, not a queen cell, sorry. Been a lot of honey being laid right in the middle here, and that's not good. That's where we want our brood to be. Of course, that could be a holdover from getting them out of the swarm trap. Okay, here we go. Lots and lots of honey being laid here. Same with this. A lot of honey. A lot of honey being laid. Yep, here we go. Now we got some brood here. Okay, so put that right here. Let's see what this frame's looking like. Let's see if there's some brood on here. Put your fingers, girl. Watch yourself. There we go. All right, lots and lots of honey. More honey, and there's some brood here. And some larvae. But not a great pattern on this. More honey and pollen, and they're just starting on these edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these empty frames here, and I'm going to put a frame of drawn out comb to try to encourage the queen to start working this middle a little bit. We're going to put this right here in the middle where the queen should be working and give her a blank space to work in. A nice drawn out comb there. Let's see if she'll start laying in here and expanding this hive a tad. So we're not going to give them too much trouble here. Move all this back into place. There we go. Give them 2 more frames back. And close these girls up. And we'll check them again in a week and see if the laying pattern has moved more towards the middle where it should be. But they do have to work this out, and like I said, it's been terrible weather for bees. So, all right, we got her done. Let's go ahead and go into this second new trap, or new colony, and see how they're doing. Hopefully, they're doing better at laying in the middle where they should be, but like I said, they're new. Now this one moved itself in, so this was a swarm trap that I caught, so it only had 5 frames to start with. So they could be, like I said, just slowly working their way out and moving to the frames that they need to be on because they were concentrated in those 5 frames in the swarm trap. But I caught this swarm in this deep box. So let's see how they're doing. Looks like they got a good bit of bees here, so, and I did feed them, and they've eaten a lot of the feed that I put on here, so that's a good sign. And I hear a lot of activity. I see some hive beetles in here, so I need to get some hive beetle traps in here next week. I didn't bring any out here today, unfortunately, which was my mistake, but we'll get them. We've been doing really well this year about the hive beetles with all these hive beetle traps that I've put in here. So let's see what the girls are doing real quick. When I caught this, with this swarm caught itself, it was not a big swarm, but it was in there, but it looks like they're coming along now. And that's been, oh, I guess almost 2 weeks. Yeah, they're drawing out comb nicely. So they're looking good. So let's see where the queen is and what she's up to. My bandana keeps trying to come off, which causes my glasses to come off. Okay, drawing out comb nicely. So we're not going to have to worry about that too much. I don't think I'm going to have to change any frames in this one. Alright, getting to the middle now. And I see pollen collectors coming in the front door with the pollen on their legs, so they're out doing their job. Okay, we got brood. We got brood here. Lots of brood, lots of larvae. Not seeing the queen right off the top of my frame here. But there's brood on both sides of this. So put this back in here. Try to keep it right over the box. That way if the queen is on that frame and she decides to jump, she jumps back into the box. More brood. Not a lot, but more brood. And more brood on this side. Not seeing the queen though I did spot her the first time I went in there. Drawing out comb, that's good. There's dirt dauber in here. Don't need that. There we go, sorry guy. Okay, they're doing well. I didn't see the queen, but I know she's in here. I saw brood. She's not strong as I'd like as far as how many I'm seeing, but I am seeing brood. So, and like I said, this is pretty new, but she still should be laying a lot more than that. So, hopefully that picks up. Tighten them back up a little bit. Get that V space right. And we'll close them back up and let them continue their job. So that's where we are on these two new ones. They're doing okay. They're not doing great. Hopefully the laying picks up in the next week or so. So we'll come back and see them in a week. So we're going to move on. I'm going to shut this one down. We're going to move on. We're going to check this colony back here to see if the queen is honey bound and see if we need to open her up just a tad. So we'll be right back.